So I've had the Nokia G21 with me for well over 2 weeks now, and I can recommend it for at least 3 reasons. But it's not perfect. Stick around long enough and you'll find out why. Now let's get started. Yep, Nokia is still into the business of making smartphones, and I've covered a couple of them on the channel, the last one being the Nokia G10. This time I have the Nokia G21, a budget device from the brand which I can say from experience is pretty solid and so far has given great user experience thanks to stock Android software. The Nokia G21 comes at a budget price of 80,300 Naira for the base model with 64 gigs of storage here in Nigeria. That converts to about $150, and at that price you get this solidly built device packaged with essential accessories except earphones and also no case in the box. It does however come with a pre-installed film screen protector which you might appreciate. Nokia has joined bad gang. We used to get earphones and protective casing. It supports 18 watts fast charging and there is an 18 watts charger in the box to achieve that. The Nokia G21, like previous Nokia devices, has a solid build with a textured rare finish. Unlike its predecessors, however, this has what I would prefer to call an updated design in the camera bump. We no longer have that round center design, but Nokia has opted for the more conventional left placement for its triple rear cameras. The camera bump has a glossy and mirror-like finish. The bump is subtle and won't rock the device when placed on a flat surface. We also see a flat frame on the G21, making the device look and feel more modern. Its ports and buttons are positioned conventionally as other Nokia devices, and we have that Google Assistant button on the left which you might occasionally mistake for a power button, but its job is to summon the Google Assistant. Now if you find yourself accidentally pressing it too often when not needed, you can always disable it. The Google Assistant can be easily summoned without a button. The Nokia G21 implements a side-mounted fingerprint scanner for unlocking the device. It is placed on the power button just below the volume keys. It is a responsive one and you will have no issues unlocking your device. You also get the less secure face unlock option. It is no news that Nokia uses stock Android as the software on their devices, and the G21 is no different. It is currently on Android 11, which is great, but by now I thought we'd get Android 12. Not to worry though, as Nokia has promised 2 years of OS upgrades for the G21, just not sure how soon that will happen. Android 11 here though is fluid and as lightweight as you'd expect from stock Android. Easily one of the best software experiences you can expect at this price point, made even better with its 90Hz screen refresh rate, which is great, but the fact that it's either set to 60Hz or adaptive and not 90Hz outright means that even when you set it to adaptive, the system will remain at 60Hz and only opt for 90Hz as it sees fit depending on what you have on display. While this is great for battery life, I think the option to have it at 90Hz always would have been great. Of course, this isn't a deal breaker and I find the UI fluid enough when it needs to be, but just personal preference. The display on the Nokia G21 is a 720p LCD display and that's pretty much the standard for this price point. It's a good looking display and gets to decent brightness levels should you need to use it outdoors. The G21 comes in 2 memory options, 64 or 128GB, both with 4 gigs of RAM. It doesn't get virtual RAM, maybe we might see that with Android 12 when it eventually comes. Nokia opts for the Unisoc T606 processor, which, while not a popular one, is actually capable for this price point. Nokia were one of the early adopters of this Unisoc chipset. We can also find them on the likes of Samsung's A03 and Technospark 8C. From my experience with the device so far, I'd say it's optimized pretty well, especially on the battery front. G21 comes with a 50 mAh battery and you can expect up to 2 days of average use on a full charge thanks to its light software and great battery optimization. For gaming, the Nokia G21 does decent. It won't exceed your expectations for this price point and you will experience occasional skips and lags, but high graphics titles like Call of Duty Mobile is playable on medium graphics and high frame rates. And like I said earlier, it won't exceed your expectations for this price point. The gameplay is a bit choppy on medium graphics, so I'll advise playing on low graphics settings for a smoother experience. The cameras on the Nokia G21 are actually quite impressive and one of the features I can recommend this device for. It sports a 50 megapixel triple rear camera setup which includes a depth sensor and macro camera. Its selfie camera is 8 megapixels. At this price point, the expectation is at a minimum, but I'd say the G21 does great to give you good photos with great dynamic range and color accuracy. I shot a couple of photos and I was pretty much satisfied with what I got from both the selfie and rear cameras, particularly in the right lighting conditions. Selfies are decent both with normal and portraits. For low light, however, the Nokia G21 struggles even when you've enabled night mode. For videos, it is capable of shooting at 1080p 30 frames per second from both selfie and rear cameras. Quality is decent and good enough for its price. Okay, so this is what it looks like filming with the selfie camera of the Nokia G21. It's an 8 megapixel selfie camera and it's currently shooting at 1080p 30 frames per second. That is what you can do from both the selfie and the rear cameras. Currently indoors, and there is a huge light source here in front of me and a slightly open window, but pretty much the quality you get from it 8 megapixel selfie camera that is of the Nokia G21. Also, the microphone quality, let me know what it sounds like. There's a top mic and a bottom mic. Peace. The Nokia G21 is a solid device with good performance and build quality for its price. Stock Android is pretty much the cleanest Android experience you'll get at this price point. Hopefully Android 12 comes soon. I can actually recommend it, but the price puts it in the same category as the Snapdragon 680 powered Redmi 10C. What are your thoughts on the Nokia G21? Leave a comment below and also give this video a like if you found it helpful. A sub to the channel will also be appreciated. Peace.